y'all, what's up? So I'm here to show you how I seal my wefts since I get this question a lot. I warned y'all on Facebook this video is going to be extremely boring because all I'm doing is applying some stuff on the track the whole video. Okay, so the hair that I'll be using is from My Hair Eden. Can't really see the box, but it comes in this big old box. Yes, your hair comes in this box. This is like crazy. Like, I don't know what's up with me in this packaging, but I'm like mesmerized with it. I'm gonna show you real quick. So it comes like this. It's like a, I don't know, a mini like casket or something. I don't know. But I love it. It's just so convenient. Anyways, so I'll be using that, but I'm going to show you how to do one track. So typically people use, they have Weft Sealer now. People sell it, usually hair companies sell it, but I've been using Stop Fraying for about 2 years now. Sealing wefts isn't my favorite thing to do. It's not hard at all. It's just very tedious and doesn't take long. It's just something that I just hate doing. Now, this hair doesn't shed like that. I actually worked with this hair before, and the lady had it in for like 6 or 9 weeks, something like that. And she said it was minimum shedding. And also, when I took this hair out the pack, it wasn't shedding like that either. But I just like to go ahead and seal my wefts just in case. This hair doesn't have any beards, which is the little short strings that hang out from the top of the track. I don't have to worry about that. Now, this is what I use. I use Stop Fraying by Aleene from Walmart or the craft store. Now, people usually use Fray Check, hot glue gun, or super glue. But super glue, I haven't tried it, but just seeing that it's super glue, it will probably make your tracks very, very hard to sew through. And sometimes when super glue gets wet too much, like if you super glue your nail together, typically it starts to get gritty. I don't know if that makes sense. It gets gritty and it may start shedding into your hair. That's what I think, but I never used super glue for my wefts. I heard Fray Check is not really water resistant, so if you tend to wash your weaves a lot, the Fray Check may start not working anymore. But this is Stop Fraying. I'm not sure if it's the same thing as Fray Check, but it's not as liquidy. It's a thick substance like this. So it's like, I'm trying to pour some out. So you can see that it's like a glue. So it's very like sticky, like glue. So this is what I use, and so far it's been working really good for me. Typically, if you're that concerned about shedding, you still get shedding. Sealing your weft doesn't mean it's gonna completely stop your shedding, because when you comb and brush your hair, flat on your hair, it's like natural hair is gonna break off regardless of what you put, super glue or whatever. So typically, some people like to go on the ends and seal their wefts. If you tend to cut your hair a lot, that will be a good reason to use super glue, because when you do your sew-ins and you cut your track, typically I've done it before. I go back once I cut my track and I'll put super glue right where I cut the track at. Therefore, the hair that's on the track that falls from you cutting won't shed like that. When you super glue this part, because when you cut your track, a lot of people don't know this, but how the tracks are constructed, hair will shed from this end, so it will start falling off like strands because you broke the thread that's actually used to make the actual track. Is like a small thread that they have in the machine when they sew your hair onto a weft. So once you cut your track, when you're doing your sewing, you're breaking the beginning of that thread that they use in the machine, and it's going to cause a lot of shedding. So if you do seal your wefts and you're like, why I'm still getting shedding, is because when you cut your tracks, you probably cut it here and not thinking, because this is where mainly your shedding comes from. I'm not a professional, it was just based off experience. So it will come from like the ends of it more so than the bottom of the hair. So it will start here. So anyways, that's just a tip. If you want to start using super glue, I would suggest using it right on the beginning of the track instead of on the actual track, only if you cut your track. And the hair starts like right at the bottom here, right here. So you kind of want to make sure you're on the track and make sure you don't get it on your hair. But don't worry, if you get it on your hair, that's fine. I mean, nothing's going to happen. It doesn't have to be perfect, but I like to get right where it exactly meets at. See, it got a little messy right here, but don't worry about that. That's not going to do anything. You don't want to put a lot on it. It's not a lot. It just looks like that on my camera. But you just want to do this throughout the whole entire track. Now, using Stop Fraying, the reason I like using this stuff is because you can see, I don't know if you can tell on camera, but the stuff is kind of like a bluish tint. Yeah, you can see it. It's like a bluish tint. So soon as this blue turns clear, then you know that it's completely dry. It takes about 5 hours, if that, for it to completely dry. Alright guys, so this is the basics of the tutorial. It's very, very, very simple. I just want to give you a few tips and details in case you had any questions about the whole sealing process. So like I said, once again, this blue neon color to it. Then once it dries, it will turn clear. And one thing about the Stop Fraying that I do like, it's easy to sew through. So it doesn't get the tracks hard or anything like that. It doesn't come off. I tried. Well, I noticed with hot glue, it tends to peel off. With me, it peels off for some reason. I guess once it gets wet a little bit, it starts to peel off the track. So that didn't work for me, but it might work for you. And yeah, that's it. So this is how you seal your track. Hey guys, so this is the next morning. I just let it sit overnight. This is the result. So as you can see, the sealer turned clear. And this is how it looks. So it's going to be a little sticky at first. You can see your finger sticks to it, but it's okay. So that's it, you guys. And I will holler at y'all later.